Okay, in this video we're going to look at factorizing common brackets, but then with a little bit of a twist. So the one that's in the red is a bit easier than the one in the purple, but both have they look a bit different. So usually when we want to factorize, obviously the question we ask is, are there any, how many terms there are, and there's two terms. And then is there anything common between the two terms? And there are brackets and they look kind of common because this one says 3 plus y and this one says y plus 3. So if you immediately look at them, they don't look the same. But if you think about, is there a difference between, let's say, y plus 3 or 3 plus y? Is there a difference really? No, it's 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 2 is the same thing. So I can rewrite this if I wanted to, just to be like, let it stand out as being, the same. And I can just change these two around. So 3 plus y and y plus 3 is the same thing. And now I see, oh, this and this are common. So I can just take out that whole common bracket as 3 plus y. And then what is this x and then the plus 4. And then that works. This one looks very similar, but it has a little bit of a twist. So in this case, 3 minus y and y minus 3 looks the same, but I know 5 minus 3 is not the same as 3 minus 5. They are not the same. So I can rewrite, and then we're going to have to do a little bit of a trick. So this part I'll leave, 3 minus y, and then a plus, I just have to remember to write the actual 4 there. There we go. And I'm going to swap these around. Oh wait, let's not swap them around. Or let's negative 3 plus y. So if I look at them like this, then I see, okay, well, there's a 3 in the y and a 3 in the y. But what do I notice? I see this is a plus 3 and that's a minus 3. And this is negative y and that's plus y. So it's basically the same numbers, it's just both signs are different. So if I wanted to do this, there's a little trick I can do. But I'm gonna first let's just look at this part. Let's just write this over here. 4y minus 3. If I had to expand this, I would multiply 4 and y and I would get 4y. And I would multiply 4 and 3, and obviously times negative 3, and that would give me negative 12. So this is the answer. This is equal to this. But what happens, let's say, if I change the sign of everything in this equation, let's say I took the 4 and I made it a negative 4, and that y, that's a plus y, if I made that a negative y, and I took that negative and I made that a positive 3, what would happen? What did I actually do? I changed the sign on the outside and then both signs on the inside. But let's see what happens. If I were to multiply negative 4 times negative y, negative times negative would be a positive, and 4 times y would give me 4y. And here, negative times a positive would give me negative, and 4 times 3 would give me 12. So what I see here is, wow, these two things are exactly the same. So I can do a little trick. I can actually change this sign and that sign and that sign, and then I wouldn't obviously change the answer. The answer would still be the same. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to keep this part the same, x 3 minus y, and I'm going to change the outside to negative 4. And then just change all the signs on the inside of the bracket. So this becomes a 3, and that becomes a negative y. And just by that change, I can see now this is common and exactly the same as that part. So here I can take out 3 minus y and x minus 4. Okay, so there's a little trick that you can do. So when you have two numbers, if they're positive, both positive, you can switch them around, there's no issue. But if the one is positive and the other one's negative and they just switched around, then you can change the outside sign and change both on the inside. So let's quickly do one more example of this because this is a bit tricky. And you can try and pause the video and, write the example first before you try and pause the video. Let's do something like x and 4 minus a and plus b a minus 4. So if you want to pause and try this on your own, go for it. But I'm just going to go right into it. So I see here the 4 and the a, this 4 is positive, that 4 is negative, and this is negative, and that one's positive. So I can keep this part the same as 4 minus a. And then I'm going to do the little bit of a, the trick. I don't really know if there's a special name for this, but I just change that sign to negative b. And then this would become negative a, and that would become plus 4. And I can rearrange. Obviously I can do it all in one step, but I kind of want to show exactly what I'm doing with each step, just switching those around so that they look the same. And then suddenly I have similar brackets. So 4 minus a is taken out, and what's left is x minus b. Are there anything common in the brackets? No, it's one term, so we're done.